Some mysteries begin with a single missing person. Others begin with a strange sighting. But a few begin with something far more disturbing. An entire town, gone. No warning, no explanation, no trace. Imagine driving down a quiet road in the early morning hours, passing through forests and empty fields, expecting to arrive in a peaceful community where people are just beginning their day. Shops opening, children heading to school, smoke rising from kitchen chimneys. Ordinary life. But instead, you find silence. Not the silence of dawn, the silence of abandonment. This is the mystery of the ghost town, where every resident vanished overnight. A story that has puzzled investigators, frightened visitors, and inspired countless theories. Because according to the stories, something happened inside that town. Something so strange that nobody has ever been able to explain it. The town itself wasn't remarkable. Hidden far from the busy cities, it was home to a few hundred residents. Families, farmers, shop owners, people who had lived there for generations. Life moved slowly. Everyone knew everyone. And for decades, nothing unusual had ever happened. At least, nothing anyone talked about. Then one morning, travelers passing through noticed something strange. The streets were empty, not unusually quiet. Empty. No children playing. No voices. No people. Cars sat parked exactly where they had been left. Bicycles rested beside fences. Store signs still hung open. It looked as though life had simply stopped. Concerned, several visitors began knocking on doors. No answer. They entered houses, and what they found made the mystery even more disturbing. Breakfast sat untouched on kitchen tables. Coffee cups remained half full. Television still played static. Clothing lay scattered across beds. Everything suggested that people had been there only hours earlier, yet there was no sign of where they had gone. Authorities were quickly notified. At first, investigators assumed some kind of emergency had forced everyone to leave. Perhaps a gas leak, a natural disaster, a chemical spill. But no evacuation orders had been issued. No warnings had been sent. No records indicated that anyone had left the town. Search teams arrived. Police examined every street, every building, every home, but they found nothing. No signs of violence. No evidence of struggle. No abandoned vehicles on nearby roads. No clues. It was as though the entire population had simply vanished. News of the strange discovery spread rapidly. Reporters arrived. Helicopters flew overhead. The country wanted answers. But answers never came. As investigators searched deeper, more strange details emerged. Pets remained inside homes. Money had been left behind. Family photographs still hung on walls. Even valuables had been untouched. People don't leave everything behind. Not willingly. Not without taking something. And yet, that was exactly what seemed to have happened. The mystery only grew, because no one could explain how hundreds of people could disappear without leaving a trace. Some experts proposed ordinary explanations. Perhaps the residents had secretly relocated. Perhaps records had been lost. Perhaps the story had been exaggerated over time. But locals disagreed. According to those who lived nearby, something about the town had always felt wrong. Strange lights had been reported in the area. Unusual sounds echoed through the hills at night. And some claimed they had noticed odd behavior among the residents long before the disappearance. Then came the stories. Stories that transformed the abandoned town into something far more terrifying. Explorers who entered the area after dark claimed they heard voices. Not loud, not clear. Whispers. Soft conversations carried by the wind. Others reported seeing lights inside houses that had been empty for decades. Flashlights. Candles. Figures moving behind curtains. Only for the buildings to be completely empty when investigated. One group of urban explorers even claimed they heard music playing from an abandoned diner. When they entered, the sound stopped, and the room was empty. Dust covered every surface. The jukebox hadn't worked in years, yet all of them insisted they had heard it. Over the years, theories began to emerge. Some believed the town had been the site of a secret government experiment. Others suggested underground contamination had forced an evacuation that authorities wanted hidden. More extreme theories pointed toward extraterrestrial involvement, parallel dimensions, or something even stranger, because perhaps the most unsettling theory was also the simplest. What if the residents never left? What if something happened inside that town? Something no one was meant to understand? Today, nature has reclaimed much of the area. Roads are cracked. Buildings have collapsed. Trees grow through abandoned homes. Yet the mystery remains. Visitors still come searching for answers. Photographers, historians, ghost hunters, and curiosity seekers. But very few stay after dark. Because according to locals, when the sun disappears, the town changes. Some say they hear footsteps echoing through empty streets. Others claim they have seen figures standing in windows, watching, waiting, as though the town itself refuses to be forgotten. Whether the story is true, partly true, or simply a legend that grew over time, one thing is certain. The mystery of the ghost town where every resident vanished overnight continues to haunt anyone who hears it, because somewhere, hidden beneath decades of silence, the truth may still be waiting. And perhaps whatever happened there was never meant to be explained.